Tonight in Medical Rounds, it's hard to believe it's spring with all the snow we're getting, making it even harder to think about preparing for those springtime sports. Stefanie Bourassa, Program Director for Sports Health at the Hartford Healthcare Bone and Joint Institute, is here now to help us and tell us how to prevent sports-related injuries and stay healthy. Good evening, Stefanie. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Well, first, what are the areas of the body that are the most common for injuries, and what types of injuries usually occur? I'm going to guess joints, for starters.
Yeah, joints are a big thing, and it really depends on your age and what time of year and what activities you're going for. This time of year we'll see a lot of shoulder injuries, a lot of knee injuries, as well as hip injuries. And in the shoulder we see a lot more rotator cuff pathologies, some labral tears or instability. In the knees we see a lot of patellofemoral pain. ACLs are on a 200% rise. And then in the hips themselves we see a lot more of the tendinitises and some what's called femoral acetabular impingement, which can lead to some labral tears.
So how do the treatments vary for these specific areas? I mean, I'm sure there's surgery, medication, rest, ice, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so at the Bone and Joint Institute, we really take a comprehensive approach at these. We work with a team of physicians, and the physician usually sees you first, and then they make some recommendations based off of some of their special tests that they do, maybe some imaging that they may have to do, and then they make some recommendations of whether it is really a surgical option or a non-surgical option. And if it's a non-surgical, they send them to the physical therapy team. We work on a comprehensive approach to make it individualized to you so that we can address those injuries and get you back to whatever goals and activities that you are going for.
That is the goal. That's good to hear. Now, I have a question about this. Is there a way to prevent injuries? Should you stretch or not stretch?
Yeah, we try to approach it in a way that we look at your mobility first. So we want to look at your movement patterns, and we can identify those movement patterns and say whether you're at risk for an injury as a precursor. If you are already kind of dealing with an injury, or if you had an injury in the past, we'll teach you some dynamic stretches, we'll teach you some strengthening, some flexibility. We have a bridge program that works on some strength and conditioning to kind of prevent these injuries, and we're actually lucky enough that we got a grant opportunity to work on injury prevention with our high school athletes as well.
That's fantastic. It's empowering information to know, hey, I may be vulnerable for this injury. Now, I understand you'll be hosting a class coming up on this topic next week. Can you give us briefly a preview of what you'll be talking about?
Yeah, so Dr. Ware and I are partnering up in West Hartford next Monday night. We're actually going to talk about those common injuries that we see in the shoulder, the hip, and the knee. He'll talk about the surgical versus the non-surgical options, and then I'll go over how to prevent those injuries, give you some tips to do some stuff at home, and actually to improve your performance as well, to improve some strength and keep you nice and healthy this season.
Boy, does that sound great. And thank you so much, Stefanie, for sharing some great information with us tonight. I hope you have a healthy spring, no injuries. Now, as we mentioned, Stefanie will be hosting a free class together with Dr. Chris Ware, an orthopedic surgeon at the Bone and Joint Institute. That's on Monday, March 26th in West Hartford. It's called Enhancing Sports Performance. If you'd like to learn more or to register for this class, call the number 1-855-HHC-HERE.